Cycles of Change is a campaign to raise the $1.1 million and buy this 2 acres of property. In November, we learned that there were some buyers very seriously looking at purchasing the property themselves and taking the buildings down, scraping down to bare ground and putting up parking lots and condominiums. Yeah, we have a huge opportunity to raise $1.1 million and buy this 2 acres. It would give us longevity. In 1996, a handful of graduate students got together and we wanted to address air pollution and traffic congestion in Missoula. So we knew that there were a lot of bikes being thrown away. So the goal was rescue them, paint them green, put them on street corners, and start something that could have some momentum. And then it naturally grew over the last 20 years to a community shop, a festival, advocacy, loaner bikes, and people being involved every step of the way. You can see more bike riders out on the streets. We've helped about 16,000 people earn free bikes from this shop. In a couple days, I'm going to go build a kid's bike with 12 youngsters. They're all going to have their hands on that bike. They're all going to have a wrench in their hand, and we're going to build one bike together. And we're as excited if an 8-year-old gives us $1 as a large donor writing a big check. We really want this to be grassroots.
Bicycles. Bicycles really, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it, is like it's so simple here. Everyone needs to get from point A to point B, and it's great to be able to do that with your own 2 legs. Obtaining a bike, it's a source of freedom. You know, high school kid, you gotta be able to move. So the bike was the answer to that. I think one thing that might get overlooked a lot with this space and the service it provides is the social health component to it. So that's what this place does for me, is it really gives me a place to come and make a difference. And in Missoula, I know what an integral piece of the whole puzzle Free Cycles is. I mean, I'd say it's like one of the primary components to what makes Missoula so great.
Bikes have been a part of my life for my entire life. I've gone through a lot of different phases. Giving me a sense of purpose. I've been kind of a wanderer, a traveler. I first came in here, I was on a bicycle tour. It's been about 3 years now. Just fell in love with the shop and started working here, which is a real dream come true to be able to do this full time. People, they can walk here, they can ride their bike here from right in town. And come in the door with a problem and walk out with a solution, or with a new bike, or with a problem fixed, and they're happy. And I really want to see us stay here. This building means a lot to me. I think it's one of the most important things about Free Cycles is just this structure, this wood floor, this wood building. It's got a lot of character and a lot of memories in it. Yeah, it's like a toy store too. There's so many different, so many cool projects and fun things to play with.
I really liked skidding when I was a kid, seeing who could get the biggest skid mark in the large needles. Send up big fans of golden needles in the air, and it was just a blast. Yeah, it'd be really cool and interesting to, turn torque wrenches on $4,000 carbon Santa Cruzes, but it's really rewarding to, just have someone come in who needs a way to get to work or school, or just around to go get groceries, and be able to work with them to find a way just to get them out on the road. And since I get to be here every day, I can see people's projects start from like this idea or the first time they ever showed up and are just floored as just, all these parts everywhere, and what do I do to, getting really frustrated because the first frame that they found was a little bent, or they realized that it wasn't going to work for some reason, to, like a week later, and then they're like riding their project out at the end of the day. And that's really cool to see, sort of the evolution of all these individuals' projects and like them taking ownership of their transportation. What you learn from building it, or what you learn from fixing it, or what you get from riding it, it's coming into the shop and meeting people and making friends and being in a community space, and sort of the sense of place that fosters in people.
I'm a programs director here, so I helped lead operations starting last May, and just worked at Free Cycles all summer. Really busy, really fun, learned a lot. And so I first came to Free Cycles several years ago when I moved to Missoula, just to check it out and to volunteer. Learning and teaching aspect of Free Cycles, that is so engaging and invaluable. So you give a kid a bike, they have a bike to ride, but you teach a kid how the bike works, what's going on in the bike, and they have a lifelong skill and essentially a way to get around town, to have fun, to save money. So there's a lot of different benefits, but right now we are serving such a wide range of people, and we can continue to grow our capacity. If we have more space to spread out, we can suddenly double that number in services. Right now we're helping a lot of people in need. We don't turn anyone away, and we can continue that, but we can also build our outreach. We can start collaborating and building our relationships in the community at a greater scale.